Jacques, thank you for joining us from
Denver.
From Keystone, Colorado is where I live, and that's about an hour west of Denver. So you can call it Denver.
Yes.
Well, good evening to you, sir. Then, yeah, thanks for taking the time to catch up with us. Tony and I, we were speaking recently about how it'd be great just to do some catch ups with some of the people that we know that we've met over the years on the conference circuit. And Jacques, we met like the first time it was called Tokenize then. Now the conference is called Coin Agenda now. Yeah, but we met through, Michael Turpin's conference series. And I think we just most recently ran into each other in Las Vegas not too long ago at Coin Agenda. But, I thought it'd be good just to have a quick conversation and keep in touch, with all the great people that we meet through these conference series or when we're out on the road talking about business. And like, it's such a great time to kind of catch up and talk about, what's new in our world, especially at the intersection of that, which is, quite an incredible space to be in right now. So I thought this would be a good opportunity for us to do that. And Tony, how are you doing this morning, buddy?
I'm good. This kind of catch up, have a coffee, have a chat, but also about three guys that have transitioned from traditional business to digital business. And I mean, gone from what they learned in traditional businesses and then imparted in regards to crypto, digital assets and blockchain, and then also see the insights that, okay, digital assets still hasn't been taken fully on board, but AI is the next thing. So we then understand that we've all transitioned our businesses to embrace all three of it. Yeah? The rising tide rises all ships. Yeah? And I think this is the kind of discussion that we like to have. And actually, it's the same thing. We met around the world, pal, from Monaco to Puerto Rico to Vegas. Exactly. But the thing is, okay, that is how small this world is. And we live in the digital world. Our business is digital, but it's all about the individuals. And yeah, so what about yourself? How's your day been?
It's good. It's good. Again, just thinking of the world as it is today compared to the world I kind of grew up in. Everything's digital, just as you say. I don't go into an office. Does anyone go into an office anymore? I mean, do we even have offices? People tend to work out of their home or their whatever facility they use for work. And I think this is the third or the fourth video call I've had today. And I've had several regular calls. And beyond that, I do things by websites. I do things by email. And it's just so much more productive than the old world was. And so, today was like that. I expect tomorrow will be like that too. It's great.
Perfect. And okay, for people that don't know, tell us about your business, Jacques.
Yeah. Well, can I give a quick recap of sort of how I got here to this business?
Yeah, of course. That's the thing. Over to you.
Yeah. So I'm the guy that introduced online trading technology to the diamond industry back in, don't faint, but back in 1980. That was well before the web had come along. And there actually was a thing called online networks back then, believe it or not. People today don't believe that. And that company, which ironically was named Polygon, not to be confused with the Polygon today, but that company revolutionized the diamond industry in the sense that it brought diamond trading online. And today, most trading of significant diamonds are done through either Polygon or RapNet or one of the many networks like that are out there. So that was great. I sold that company about 10 plus years ago and was semi-retired, dabbled in a few things. Beyond that, was hired by a few companies like De Beers actually to help put together some online projects for them. So I've been dabbling in it. And then jump ahead to, I guess it was about 2020, and my son, Eric Voorhees, who's a big crypto guy, kind of pulled me kicking and screaming into that space by introducing me to NFTs. And he said, look, you're a diamond guy. There's this thing called NFTs. They're a perfect match for each other. You can pair up an NFT with a diamond and you can put the diamond in the vault and you can trade the NFT back and forth. And that would be very cool. And I thought about that and I said, there's no guy on the planet better qualified to do that than me. And so that was the launch of IceCap. It was a pure startup. We brought in some investors and open for business. And initially it was wildly successful. It took off like no company I've ever been involved with at all. And we actually got to the point of break even our one quarter. And then we were hit with a couple of black swan events. Both the NFT market and the diamond market simultaneously crashed, kind of still crashed. And everything we were building sort of had to be put on hold. Not that there was anything wrong with it. It's just like the activity in that marketplace dried up. So what we did And this, is the classic pivot that you do when you're in business and something comes along you weren't expecting. Everyone's been through it. We realized that a lot of the technology we developed to make that NFT Diamond marketplace work was actually applicable to other things, but we couldn't actually roll those things out without bringing in an AI component to it. We needed to add AI to the mix to have something useful. We were going to expand beyond diamonds into other real world assets and so forth. And we were a little bit, for several months in the wilderness trying to figure out what we're trying to do. We think we have an idea here. We're not quite sure what it looks like. We think we have some technology, not quite sure how it works. And then we sort of happened upon a market need that we realized no one else is developing in the way it could be developed. And that was something completely different from the world of diamonds. That was the world of what we might call chatbots, but chatbots not the way they are today, but chatbots fueled by AI. So they become much more like competent, intelligent salespeople rather than robotic, if-then kind of answering machines. And we realized, ironically, a lot of the technology that we had with a little retweaking was a perfect fit for stuff we could do in that market. And so that was about 9 months ago, we're up to now. And we've spent the last 9 months pursuing that. And we've come out with now an AI product that is basically an AI, we call it a sales agent. It's more than just a chatbot. It's an actual online plugin that goes onto a website that actually is there to make the sales process on a website, if possible, as close to the sales process that you'd have in a physical store. Where you think about that, you walk into the physical store, the friendly salesperson comes over, and what do? They bond with you. How's the weather? And how's your day going? All that kind of stuff. And then starts answering your questions intelligently. And pretty soon you're among friends and you buy something and you walk out. We're trying to use AI to turn the online shopping experience into something similar to that. And so we spun off a new company called IceCap AI. We were IceCap Diamonds. Now we're IceCap AI. The diamond company is still there. It's not going anywhere. When the market improves, it'll be ready to take off again. But right now, we're all consumed with the AI space. And quite honestly, I think I speak for every member of our team. None of us have been in any of our businesses prior to this as excited about this business as we are. And it's not just this particular business, but the AI space in general. It's like every day, it's like, kid going to a playground. It's hard to believe that exists. And I'm so excited that I live in an age when AI came onto the scene. So
yeah, it's transformative opportunity for so many different areas of business and even just life and society in general. But I think certainly like in terms of, if I imagine you have a business of selling luxury goods and assets to people, that one of the things maybe is most important to you is the quality and quantity of your opportunities or leads that come into that business. I think assistants and agents in AI are like a very, very natural and early fit, for that kind of business. It's really exciting to see what you're doing. And to say Eric is a crypto guy, it's kind of an understatement, but he's also now an AI guy too, right? So,
well, now he's an AI guy. And that's one of the things actually that I found so fascinating about what's happened in the last couple of years. And I don't quite understand it, but the whole world of crypto and blockchain kind of simultaneously, they didn't exactly move, but they sort of expanded into the world of AI. And so look, all of us, I knew you guys when we were all, crypto blockchain people, and now we're all AI people. And
it's
like
true.
Same transition, that same journey.
No, it's true. I joke about it. Okay. I say to be successful going forward, you need to understand threesomes. Threesomes is the way forward. And Dennis is going, no, he didn't go there. But it's about the physical, digital, and AI. The whole world is going to be around those three trifecta: physical assets, digital assets, and AI assets, and merging into one. What you said is where we came from. Okay, we came from crypto and blockchain. This is the industry that revolutionized so much stuff. And AI is the same thing. It's a revolution. You don't expect traditional businesses to do this, because if traditional businesses do this, it will take years and decades to do so. Just like the internet. The internet wasn't done by corporate. It was done by entrepreneurs, and it was built. And the thing is, the transition that we all did is we see the opportunity. But the thing that we all see, just as you said, the businesses that we have in crypto and in blockchain, AI fits so well on top of it. It's a marriage. And that is why it's exploding so fast. This isn't the first time we've been there. It's basically enhancing it.
The ability for AI to like not only do new things, but like just increase your productivity is tremendous. Tony and I used it to write a book last year.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
something we wouldn't have been able to do without that productivity boost and like the extra energy it comes with being able to interact with
Well,
AI.
and it's scary. I mean, speaking of writing a book, I have a granddaughter, Eric's daughter, and I was, watching her one day. This was about 9 months ago, and I wanted to show her what Chat GPT can do, and I was, trying to get her interested. And I said, well, let's just make up a story. Just make up a story, and let's tell it what we want in the story, and let's just see what it comes back with. And she said she's very creative, and she said, oh well, let's think about some interstellar wizard that's between galaxies, and
I'm digging it.
but he has a problem because these invaders come. She just had this amazing creative thing. So I typed that into Chat GPT. I said, we need a short story for an 8-year-old based around these elements. About 2 seconds later, it spit out like 500 words of an amazingly creative, beautiful story involving the interstellar, shepherd of the trees and the Wicked Witch and all this kind of stuff. And it scared me. It's like, this is scary. This isn't just amazing. No, it's beyond amazing. It's scary. And we realized it must have been how perhaps the cavemen fell when they invented fire and they touched it and they burned themselves. The potential, I think, to do something with this is insanely huge, but also the ability, or not the ability, I don't even know what the dangers are. I've never experienced something this powerful. And I'm not smart enough to know what the dangers of it will be, but I tend to think down deep, it's going to be a great source for good, just like fire was for the caveman and the wheel was for the caveman.
It is.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's like with anything in life, there's always three sides. There's the good, the bad, and the opportunity. Yeah. And it's the same thing with AI. People tell you it's bad. People tell you it's good. They say it lies in the middle. Yeah. It's what we as human beings put into it. That is the key.
Yeah. Well, it sort of echoes of crypto. People certainly have used crypto and blockchain to do bad things. And people use the internet to do bad things. That doesn't mean that crypto and the internet are bad things. I mean, bank robbers use cars as getaway vehicles. That doesn't mean the car is a bad thing. So yeah, like anything, it comes along, as you say, good, bad, and there's the opportunity. And how we as a society channel that will be one of the interesting things to see over the next 10, 50 years.
Actually, I think it's 10, 15 months, but the thing is that the years have changed. What I'm saying, the part is, I agree with you. The thing is, the mindset that we have that has come from that generation where we looked at businesses in quarters. Yeah? The thing is, in the West, you look at things in quarters every 3 months. In Japan, they look at things in quarters of a century. But now we're looking at things now in much smaller amounts because technology is so advanced. We have to adjust to survive. And that is something that I'd like to talk a little bit more about what you've done. The thing is, you adjusted to survive and move forward. And I think that is the key thing with any successful entrepreneur is you adjust with the market. You know the business is viable, the business is there. If the market is not there, there's nothing you can do about it. However, what you've learned in that market, you've now adapted and you've taken it to the new market. If you look at most objects, what they were invented for isn't what they're being used today. Yeah?
That's so true. That is so true. Yeah, and that sort of it could be a source of inspiration. That pivoting when you need to is what civilization has done for hundreds, thousands of years. That's the norm.
It is. You adapt or you become irrelevant. If you think of all the big companies that had the list, Nokia is the perfect example. Yeah? Nokia was the mobile phones of the 90s, and they dominated the world. They didn't adapt. Yeah, and now
Kodak. Think about Kodak. They actually, my understanding is Kodak invented digital photography.
Yep.
They invented the thing that killed them, but they weren't able to adapt to the very thing they invented, and we know what happened.
It is. It's interesting. Is there anything interesting that you're seeing in the new year, or what?
Oh, you mean like new technology, or I mean, not really.
We're not tech people here, are we, Jacques? So the thing is, we're business people and we see opportunities. You do a lot of the conferences like yourself. Like I saw you 2 weeks ago in Vegas. We were there in CES, but we went there because A, we wanted to see what the new stuff is coming out. But secondly, is to connect with people. And that is so crucial. So from my point of view, is there anything that you see that's exciting or anything that you're looking forward to developing or rolling out from your own business point of view, or any of the partners that you have? Is there anything exciting that you can see?
Well, it's sort of, I mean, in some way, it's all exciting. So I mean, I go to those events for the same reason you do, to sort of see what's out there. And to be honest, so much of it is over my head. It's like someone gets up there and presents what they're doing, and I barely can understand what they're doing, what market they're going after, but I can see that they understand it. And just like when I get up and I talk about what I'm doing, I know very much what I'm doing. And I guess that I'm not going to say other things I've seen out there. It's more, I guess I'm going to take that more of it as an inward facing thing. Almost every day that goes by, we figure out an amazing new thing we can add to our product. Just like, well, I mentioned the concept of you go into a store and you develop a rapport. We realized only last week that we can use AI to actually add that to our product, where the AI can relate to the actual questions being asked. And based on those questions, it can compute, it can determine, I can't say compute anymore, it can determine what kind of personality it's dealing with. You know, some very fast person that just wants some quick answers, or someone that's just kind of killing time and just wandered into the store. Those are totally different kinds of things. And so that's just an example. We realized, yes, let's add that to the product. There's no reason we can't. So it's almost like every day, or at least every week that goes by, we have a whole other revelation, another eureka light bulb moment. Oh my God, we can add this to the product. What will that do? Another example is, and we actually filed a patent application on this, so I can talk about it, is empowering the AI to negotiate with the customer, not just answer stupid questions. I mean, anything can do that, but to negotiate. So for example, Mr. Jones, I see that you can't decide between the red sweater and the blue sweater. I'll tell you what, if you buy both of them together, I'm authorized to give you a 20% discount on the combined purchase. You know, that kind of stuff.
It started with the raw intelligence of being able to do a task, like to perform a task. And now, we're seeing so much more creativity, added to AI to be able to respond or create new content or new interactions in unique ways that are completely tailored to the particular situation. Exactly. Whether it's the book that you were making for your granddaughter, which I will be able to make a movie about that someday,
Yeah,
or
like
being
in
able
4
to
seconds, it'll have a complete movie.
be the personality that is the best match for the customer who wants to purchase a luxury item. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just exciting. It's what makes it fun. Not that I go to an office, but what makes it fun to sit down on my computer every day and start the day, because I just know some exciting thing is going to happen. And that's because of the nature of AI. It's just, we are so in the beginning of this thing.
Absolutely. Well, Jacques, it was fantastic catching up with you today. I know we just wanted to take a few minutes of your time, and I appreciate it because I know how valuable it is. Where can people learn more about IceCap AI?
Well, right now they can go to IceCap AI. We just have sort of a holding pattern site up there right now. By the middle of this month, we'll have a full site where you can actually sign up for our product and do the credit card and everything. Right now, it's just kind of a filler site, but you can go there, and anyone that actually wants to register for our beta testing and try out our AI powered sales agents, we welcome them.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
And just to put a pitch for my business, we started off thinking we were going to focus on specific markets that we knew best, like diamonds, jewelry, watches, luxury assets. We realized every website in the world needs our product, like today. And so anyone that has a website, we encourage them to consider using our product. And right now we're in beta, but we'll be out of beta by next month.
Well, I could put a pitch for my business in there. Let me ask you a question. Who powers IceCap AI's compute?
Right now, this is embarrassing. Okay, right now we're using Chat for, but we are making plans to migrate it to Venice.
Excellent.
And that's not just because of my connection with Eric. It's also because Venice has confidentiality built into their system.
Private.
And if you're a business, do you want all the interaction between you and your customer to be seen by some server up in the sky and eventually your competitor, or do you want it completely private? You obviously want it completely private, and so that's why we're going to Venice.
Well,
Right.
I love to hear that because we're standing by to provide compute to Morpheus Network in Venice as well. And we
Yeah.
should connect more about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll all be together here pretty soon.
Yeah,
Awesome.
sure. Perfect. Let's do a follow-up call in a couple of months, and keep this conversation going, because I think there's so much we can discuss in this part. Yeah.
Sounds great. Great
Sounds
talking
good.
to you.
Thanks, Jacques, Tony.